Hey guys, welcome to the new TT Cup podcast. I'm your host, Dan. We're going to be talking to some of the biggest names in table tennis. First on the show to kick things off, we've got Quadri Aruna, who's currently number 19 in the world, a formidable player. So let's see what he's got to say. Quadri, welcome to the TT Cup podcast. How are you doing?
I'm doing very fine. Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, good morning to you as well. Great to have you here. And how's everything going? Obviously, table tennis is back. You've had Tokyo, WTT events, the German League. It must be quite good to be back playing again and competitively.
Of course, I'm very happy that after almost about two years, we are back in playing tournaments, especially in Africa. Europe, they started playing something already, but since 2 years, we have not been doing anything in Africa. So I'm very happy for African table tennis federations and players that we were able to play some tournaments in Cameroon, and hopefully we will continue like that.
Yeah, for sure. Talking of Africa, we've had a question from ITTF Africa on Instagram, and they asked, what do you feel is your favorite career moment in table tennis?
I answer this question almost every year. The favorite moment so far was in Rio when I won against Timo and qualified to quarterfinal. This is just my favorite moment because Olympic Games is the biggest of all.
I know it was a massive achievement, and talk through a bit of the emotions. Like how did you find almost that level? Because in that moment, Timo Boll, you know how strong he is, and you went out and won 4-0. Did you go on that table going, I'm going to do this?
Once in a while, probably in a decade or 2 decades, history will always be made and nobody knows. And for history to be made, you really have to believe in yourself. So I always believe in myself, no matter what.
Amazing.
Okay, you can be very, very good and lose. You can be well prepared and lose. But sometimes history will be made if you believe. And this is about moment, moment will come for everyone, either positive or negative. So positive moment will always come if you believe. So going against Timo Boll, I believe if I was able to beat Wang Yang and beat Chuan Qingyuan, then it was very possible to win against Timo. And of course, then I had nothing to lose. So I just went there to enjoy myself and give my best. And in the end, it was positive. So I was very happy for this history. It will last longer.
Talking of self-belief, there's a lot of aspiring young players out there wanting to be yourself. What advice do you have for them? What do you think it takes to reach the top level of table tennis? And do you think anyone can do it?
I think anyone can do it. People were saying nobody will be able to do it in Africa. And just 4 years after, Omar Assad did it. And I think some other players will be able to do it if they actually believe in themselves. It has to do with hard work. You have to prepare and prepare. You have to play tournaments, practice with some of the best players in the world. Just like Omar Assad is in Dusseldorf to practice almost all the time. And been practicing with best in the world, playing tournament regularly, it will be very, very possible. So I think the last thing was self-belief for him as well. He believed so much in himself. He was not giving up. He believed he would be able to do it, and that was why he did it.
This sort of belief, which you talk about a lot, have you always had this since a young age? So when you were young, did you early on realize I can make it in this sport? Or did something happen at some point?
I started playing when I was 7 years old. And at the age of 11, I won my first ever KD tournament. It was first tournament. I came from nowhere. Nobody believed that. And ever since then, I've always been believing in myself that nothing is impossible. Just like I said earlier, believing in yourself does not mean you will win all the time. But of course, if you believe, despite some bad moment, if you continue to believe, keep working very hard, it means your own positive moment will come. But if you don't believe, the positive moment will never come. So we have seen players losing almost all the matches throughout the year. And just a month after, they were able to recover by winning some of the great matches. So this will always come. Everyone will have bad and good moments. But during the bad moment, you have to keep believing that your own positive moment will come. So that is it.
So it's a lot of mental strength and the mental mindset. You know, a lot of it is the mentality.
Yes, it's very important. It's very important. Also, I played in French league. Almost all the matches were like 50-50 chances of winning. Here in Bundesliga, it is the same. When you are playing in this type of league, it means you are playing among the big boys.
Yeah.
It is like 50-50. You can win and lose. So it now depends on you not to be thinking about winning all the time. It is very important to be thinking about playing very good, giving your best. And through giving your best, the victory will come.
I love that. So it's about the process and preparation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talking of the German league, how are you finding it? Of course, you've had some matches recently, and like you said, playing the big boys, and it's pretty much the biggest league in the world. Of course, you've got the Chinese Super League, but it must be great to be playing in the German league.
I think German league is the strongest in Europe.
Yeah.
Just like I said, I played in French league before. So when you compare here, it's like the strongest. Anything can happen. It's a very tough league. You might be in top 10, but of course you will lose a lot of matches here. And this also keeps you going, get you stronger and stronger. Mentally you'll be fit. Physically you are ready all the time, but of course you still lose.
Yeah.
It's a very crazy league here in Germany. I find it very difficult, but of course it's the best way to go to improve.
Yeah, and like you said earlier, you've got to do things that are going to push yourself to the next level and keep chasing the strongest around you.
Yeah.
I think one thing that I find that's maybe difficult for young players, and as you said, you've got to try and play against the best players, but a lot of players don't have access to maybe, they might become the best in their region quite quickly and don't have access to top coaches or top training partners when they're young. So, and I think a lot of top players experience this and they have to move abroad. Like you said, you've moved to different countries. So what advice do you have for the young players who maybe can't access the top players all the time to improve?
Here in Europe, it's totally different. I think this advice should go to Africa.
Okay.
I think government cannot do it alone. But of course, in Nigeria, we have several individuals. I mean, several rich individuals who are supporting the young talents. They give them equipment.
Yeah.
They support them a lot. And through this equipment, they will be able to improve. But of course, government can still do better. There is always budget for every federation. And I think if government can do more and federation also can source for some sponsors, so the players will be able to have access to some of the best materials in terms of equipment. Here in Europe, they have almost all the equipment, and that keeps them improving and improving. And that means a lot in terms of improving. When you have access to almost everything you want, all you just need to do is just to put in the space, put in the effort, put in the hard work. So I think in Africa, we can be as good as everyone in other parts of the world. But of course, equipment is very important. So many young kids don't even have racket to play. Like when I was young, I was really lucky. I started on the street and luckily someone who has a table tennis hall brought me to the hall.
Yeah.
He gave almost everything to me. And that was how I was able to improve. But in these days, it is very difficult to be lucky like this.
Yeah.
But of course, we still have some kind-hearted people from Nigeria who support. And of course, I hope we have in some other part of Africa. So I think going back to the grassroots is very, very important. And through this grassroots, if equipment are available for young kids to play table tennis, then it means we'll be able to improve just like Europeans and Chinese and Japanese.
Yeah. No, that's amazing words because, like you said, it's not, if you can give someone the equipment, the facility, the hall, the bats, then anything is possible. Like you've shown it as well, right? You've shown that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, in Nigeria, I have a sports shop, and through this sports shop, we support as many as possible cadet and junior players. Because I realized how far I have gone, how I started. So I'm some kind of giving back to the society. And very soon, hopefully, I will have an academy in Nigeria.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Whereby we will have 40 to 50 kids,
Amazing.
supporting them, training them. But of course, I can't do this alone. Just like I said, we have different individuals who should be able to support, and government as well. So if we are able to set this up, for sure we will have better Aruna Quadri from Nigeria.
I love it. That's amazing. More people to take on Janjika and stuff like this.
Yeah, yeah.
Amazing. Obviously, you've played so many top players now on the circuit. Is there anyone that you really hate to play against? Like someone that's really got annoying habits, You see the draw comes up, you're like, I've got to play this guy.
I like playing against Frank Sendong. I
Yeah.
like playing against Malong. You know, you will definitely lose, but it's very possible to win, maybe 1 out of 10. But of course, I hate playing against Hussein. He's so strange and not so easy to play against him. Playing with Malong and Frank Sendong, you get to enjoy yourself during the match, even if you are going to lose. But of course, always it seems like mission impossible against 16. So I really don't like playing against 16.
Yeah. What makes him so difficult, do you think? What's he doing?
His style of play is so strange. He is so strange. Almost everything about him is strange.
Mm.
So he's a player that is not so easy to play. He's so difficult to play.
Yeah. The tricky serves and the left the
Almost
forehand.
everything about him is tricky.
Yeah, yeah. We had obviously after Tokyo. I mean, I know you're a big fan of Ma Long. I think we spoke about him before. Is he your goat of table tennis now, or?
I think he's the greatest of all. Either we like it or not, he's the greatest of all. And he's just too good. He's just too good.
Mm. It's funny because in like football, Ronaldo is obviously now playing at Manchester United, so everyone's now saying in England, Ronaldo, he's the best, and you've played Ma Long so much, but what makes him so good? Like how does he do it so consistently?
I think for him it's like there is no any other opportunity to tomorrow for him. He's like today is today, and the only opportunity I have is today. I don't have tomorrow. So he's like, why wearing that national team shirt? It is the greatest opportunity for him, and he must use that chance because he realized there are so many other top players in China who are willing to take him out of the national team. So his face is like, no, I don't want to go out of the team. I want to give my best. This is an opportunity, among billions of the population in China, he is among the 5 luckiest one.
Yeah.
So it's like he must give everything. So
Yeah.
I feel something like that while playing against him. So it's like I must not lose. I cannot lose, and I will never lose. I must win.
Yeah.
He has those things on his mind all the time.
Yeah. Not only he plays that good, but also his mentality is so strong.
Yes.
It's the combination. Of course, Quadri, you are a TT Cup ambassador. How are you finding it at TT Cup? I know obviously you had your debut there. You played in the league.
I'm very happy with TT Cup. Of course, the support I get from TT Cup fans are just amazing. So I must say thanks to TT Cup. Presently I don't even have sponsor, and TT Cup is coming to my rescue. So with TT Cup, I'm able to play some tournament recently. So I must say thanks to TT Cup. They are doing a wonderful job. And of course, if we are able to have several TT Cup, it means more players will be given opportunity, more players will be supported. So thanks to TT Cup for the opportunity given to me.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like TT Cup's doing very good things in that trying to create leagues so players of maybe not the very best in the world, but like many players can play competitive league play.
Yes,
which is great.
TT Cup is one of the greatest promoters of table tennis in the world. Opportunities were given to many players. It is not just professional. It is from like 1 to ratio 100.
Yeah.
No matter how bad you are, no matter how good you are, there is opportunity for you to play.
You played your debut and you played some good stuff, but also you had some quite challenging matches as well, which was good. Good practice.
Yes, almost all the players are from Ukraine, and all the players I played are inside the Ukrainian national team.
Mm.
So they are great professionals. So I find it very difficult to play against them. But of course, I got to final, which was not bad. I lost in final, and for me, it was good. Like being first timer in Ukraine. Also, the system, the condition is totally different from ITTF. So it was very good to play in such a condition,
Mm.
And I'm looking forward to my next tournament in Ukraine again. Hopefully, I will win next time.
Yeah, get the revenge. How are you finding the WTT events? You played in Budapest, of course. How are you finding WTT instead of, let's say, the old World Tour?
I think it's much more difficult than World Tour because some of the matches are best of five and also very good. The system is like best of five, and this best of five system it means it can be anybody's game. It's not best of seven,
Mm-hmm.
so it's a game of chance. It can be very very good, but of course it's still a game of chance. It can go in anyone's favor.
Yeah.
And for me, I think the system of play is very good for almost everyone. But I think more opportunities should be given to other players.
Mm.
We have a lot of players on waiting list who really wants to play. So I think if more opportunities can be given to more players, I think it's going to be even much more better. It's already very good,
Mm.
and of course there is still chance to make it even much more better.
Mm.
So the only thing I can say is to give more chances to more players. Probably they do it like we have been playing in World Tours.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, I think one thing is like it's a drastic change. So at least something is going in a direction, right? And maybe it could, like, I don't know if you watched the tennis the other day, the US Open final in the women's, but the event was amazing. And I feel like this is what table tennis needs to get to with WTT. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes. Hopefully they are watching other events from other
Mm,
sports as well. And just like I said, there is always room to get things better and make things better.
mm.
So with time, it will improve and improve.
Okay, so we have 5 Instagram questions submitted in Quadri for you. Okay, so Granary Square TT, he asks, what do you think of the introduction of the new color rubbers? All the different types of sponges, green, pink, purple, blue.
I think everything remains the same, just the color. The only difference is the color.
Uh-huh.
So the rubber has almost the same characteristics like before. The only difference is the color. And I think it's always good to try something new.
Yeah.
By next month, I will start playing with green color.
Ooh, okay. That's perfect.
Yeah,
That would be nice. Have you tried the rubber?
I tried already. It is the same, just
Yeah.
like I said,
Yeah.
only the color different.
Okay. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Okay, interesting question. Marcelo, he asks, what's the secret to your explosive forehand?
There is a proverb that says, what you do more and more, repeat and repeat, it will get better. So I try as much as possible in training to repeat and repeat. I practice more and more of my forehand,
Mm.
doing some footworks and doing it almost every day in training. It gets better and stronger. So you have to repeat and repeat.
Yeah. Do you use any like resistant band training or anything? Anything that has weights or to try and increase the
I,
power?
I, I use those resistance bands to
Yeah.
warm up,
Uh-huh.
just to warm up.
Yeah. And lots of multi-ball.
Yes, I do multiple. I do almost everything,
Yeah. It's the training.
but I do accordingly. If there will be match during the weekend, I don't do a lot. I just do like small things. If there is no match, I do as much as possible.
So Luca on Instagram, he asks, what plans do you have for the future?
Uh, One of the objectives is to have an academy in Nigeria, probably taking table tennis to schools so that we can discover more talents. And after we discover talent, we put some of these kids in academy, supply them with equipment, put some coaches there so that we can have better Aruna Accord in future. And some other goals is to do much more better than the previous years and be a very good ambassador to my sponsors, TT Corp, GERU, and my country.
We can do a table tennis daily match versus Quadri Aruna Academy. That would be fun.
Something like that.
Yeah. My tennis, he asked, why did you choose table tennis when you were younger?
When I was younger, I used to run as well. I was very good in 100 meters race and 4x100 meters relay race. So I used to do that a lot. But of course, just like I said earlier, luckily I met a man on the street who has a table tennis hall. And he took me to the hall. He started practicing with me. After about 2 or 3 years, I played my first ever tournament and I won. And I was like, okay, if I was able to win my first tournament in table tennis, it means I'm even much more better in table tennis than athletics. So that was how I decided to go fully into table tennis.
Amazing.
I think I have the best talent in table tennis than in other sports.
Yeah. So this man, pretty legendary to see your talent on the street and say, wow, this kid, he's great. Let's bring him to the club.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So that's obviously going to be your aim of the Quadri Aruna Academy, having this academy, looking for, kids who are really talent keen. What do you think is talent? Like what do you look for that's talent?
You take table tennis to schools, also streets, and you can actually see the talent in them if you are able to monitor them, just throw in some kind of tournament and you monitor closely. For sure, out of like 100 on the street, you will definitely find 1 to 5.
Yeah.
While seeing them playing, you can easily realize who is going to be like very good in future.
Yeah.
And once you realize that, you take them to an academy, start practicing with them, give them all the needed support. And that is all I think about talent. You can actually see it in them by giving them the opportunity to play first. And when they play, you can actually know from them.
Yeah. Do you think sometimes maybe kids though early on, they may not show like natural signs, but they've got a lot of good mentality to keep wanting to play. So maybe that side of talent is also good.
So I think it's like 50-50. They can show and they might not show early. But the one that will be supported are going to be the one that showed the talent initially. There is really no room for like waiting and waiting. But of course, the one that will be choosing does not mean they will be the best ever. You will still get some on the street later or in tournament from other part of the country. But of course, you just have to go with the ones that show the talent initially. Then from there, even those that are not showing the talent, they might get interest, like they will even want to be better than those that were choosing. So it's like 50-50. You can actually get them earlier or you get them later. But it is better too late than never.
For sure. Yeah, makes sense. What time could you get on 100 meters?
Is that?
So what time could you get on a 100-meter sprint in 100 meters?
I couldn't remember. That was like 20 years ago.
Yeah. So you might be the fastest player on the table tennis circuit.
It's possible.
Yeah. We should do a 100-meter sprint amongst you and other table tennis players to see who wins.
We can try.
Yeah. This will be interesting. Who do you think is going to be the next biggest star in table tennis?
There are a lot of them. I really shouldn't say he's going to be Lin Chuyu. He is already. But from Africa, we have several players as well. We have Abdulaziz from Egypt. We have Mati Taiwo from Nigeria. We have Omotayo also from Nigeria. We have a lot of them growing up. So I think I should give more kudos to Africa. Despite lesser equipment, we are still able to produce some of the top players in the world. Presently, we have about 5 or 6 top 100 players. And hopefully in future, we will even have more. Yeah. In Europe, we have a lot of them. We have K Stomper. We have some of the players from Romania. We have a very, very good one from Sweden.
Yeah.
Truls Morgat. We are also Anton Kalbach. We have a lot of them. But I think you cannot actually say now until probably we'll wait more 2 to 3 years and see who will be the biggest one in table tennis. In Asia, I'm not really familiar with them. But of course, we have one Chukin. Arimoto is already the biggest.
Yeah.
Lin Juyu, you know. So probably we will see more of them in the nearest future. But of course, we should look forward to seeing more stars from Africa as well.
For sure. It's quite exciting times. Like you said, there are so many players coming through the system at the moment with different
Yes,
styles and
yes.
making it challenging for players like yourself and the top players, these younger ones coming through, and it's tough.
It will always get difficult and difficult. We have a lot of players now, even with our world ranking, that are so good. But of course, we will never get intimidated. We will continue working harder and harder and see how it will go in future.
Very good, very good. Okay.
So I also saw a question on my Instagram asking how I have been able to deal with criticism,
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is a normal thing. It's like when you win, you will receive thousands of messages. And when you lose, you will also receive several comments, bad ones,
Yeah.
especially from die-hard fans. So these are normal things. When you lose, it is the time to think, to get better result in future, to work on some of the mistakes. So these things to get you stronger. When you win, they keep motivating you, like different positive message. And when you lose, someone will be blaming you. And through these blames, you get even much more stronger and come back much more stronger. So there is advantage on both sides. So for me, I really don't care because just like I said earlier, there will be bad and good moments. And during the bad moments, I always look forward to work even harder so that the positive moment will come. So for me, I really don't care.
Sure. Yeah, these criticism, it motivates you.
Yes.
Now, in terms of, obviously, the league has started again in Germany, which is great. So now you're playing loads of table tennis. What is now your next goal in table tennis? Obviously,
Last season, we managed to stay in the league. Out of 12 teams, we were number 10.
Yeah.
And this season, we are already in top 4. So
Good.
I think the season will be a very good one. Nothing is for sure, but of course, we are having very good start. We are having a better team. So, of course, I did it in international tournament before. So I'm looking forward to even do better in Bundesliga this season and help the team as much as possible.
And as you said earlier, it's a really good place to just have a really good challenge and take it on. So
Yes, yes. This for me, this is like the highest level of table tennis. It is so strong, and of course, it's okay. This will get me stronger and stronger.
Perfect. Quadri, thanks so much for your time. I really appreciate it, and I wish you all the best of luck for this season, and we'll keep in touch.
Thank you also, and thanks to TT Corp. Thanks to TT Corp fans and families. I really appreciate the opportunity and looking forward to seeing all of you soon.